Okay. Muta Napoleon is doing an interview over at Art. I wanted to see if you saw the segments and if you had any thoughts. In particular, I know Art asked them about kind of the monthly uh, advance amount and if Tupac was ever unhappy with his pay situation there, and Napoleon responded. But I wanted to see if you had any thoughts in general on any of the segments that Napoleon has done over there recently.
Man, I tell y'all, I love listening. Listening to Napoleon do interviews is like listening to Reggie Wright. In my opinion, when I hear, it, I'll be like, "Didn't I say that?" I'm not saying he's listening to me and repeating things. It's just because we both are speaking the same truth. I'll be like, "Didn't I say that? Ain't that what I said?" I love listening to Napoleon's interviews. Danny Boy when he's not mad. I love listening to Danny Boy, but Danny sometimes gets mad and he'll tell you, okay, fuck with me. And so, uh, but yeah, I've been catching them. Appreciate them. They good. I think Art did a good job of getting questions from someone that has done a lot of interviews because we were considering doing it. But I was like, John, I can't think of no questions to ask Moo. And so Art did a good job of researching, doing some research, and got some questions out there. I wouldn't say new, but made a good segment out of it and did a great job. Um, you know, the bad rap and the things that people get. I want to try to clear up for those that do listen to us that still go back and forth between the two channels. Is people seem to think that the cars and the stuff was in Suge's name. They wasn't in Suge's name. They were in Death Row names because Death Row had the credit. People would creditors would mind leaning doing leases in the name of Death Row or doing leasing homes into Death Row name and stuff like that because they knew they were easily to sue or to fine versus an artist, a young 23, 24-year-old guy that didn't give a fuck about their credit because they had cash. And so they generally didn't care about their credit because they had a lot of judgments. Y'all forget the amount of lawsuits that Tupac had that had to get settled prior to his death and stuff like that. And so that's why a lot of things couldn't be put in his name and why a lot of things was in the company's name. But as Mutal said, he saw the difference. He experienced the difference. You know, the salary. I hate that it gets out like it was only 10,000 a month. No, Pac was picking up $10,000 to $20,000 a week every Friday. He had a cash um, where they would go to the office and someone would pick up the cash. Y'all done, for those of y'all that don't believe me, y'all can hear some interviews done by Frank and I believe what's the young Kendrick and all of them where they talked about how they used to go up to the office to pick up cash for Tupac and bring it to him on the set. So those was weekly. That was a weekly thing. Plus everything was being paid for. But the one thing that Mutel bring up to you that he was wrong, he said it didn't take a year. It takes a year to get your money. Well, it generally take a year because that's about the time when artists get recouped. But no, accounting is done before a year. It's 180 days within most contracts where you're supposed to have accounting sent to you. But trust me, y'all, trust me. The numbers that y'all think that an artist make, even if Tupac was making $1 a record, let's say $1.52 since it was a double CD, that's $10 million. Let's say the studio time, the videos, the music videos. Y'all know he done. I think John counted 6 videos prior to his death, maybe nine or 6 videos. Uh, the uh, the automobiles, the advancements and stuff like that. He was not in a recoup status of yet. It's funny to me how y'all always blaming Death Row for Tupac's financial situations, but never asks about the monies from Interscope and all of those albums that he did on Interscope and all the money that he had, or what did he do with the monies for the movies that he did and all of that on the royalties. It's funny that Suge gets the bad rap for those things, and y'all don't lay the blame on the white boys, meaning Interscope. But then the next breath, y'all over there jumping up and down with the Gap Tooth saying that that he wasn't signed. He wasn't even signed to Death Row. Um, that's the only problem that I have. It's the only problem that I have with other channels where they allow things that they allow one guest to say one thing and then they allow another guest to say another thing without correcting them. Because then the information get out, and then if you miss that particular video, then you start believing that that's factual. Because there's a lot of inconsistencies that's going on where it has been put out over there on that bigger channel, and then a guest like Mutao or Danny Boy will come over there and pretty much say the same thing that Reggie Wright be saying over here, and then it goes through one ear and out through the other. That's why I got to employ Suge Knight to address these things. So maybe y'all hear it from Suge, and then y'all believe it. And then those of y'all that don't, y'all gonna believe what y'all want anyway. Once again, shout out to Mutao, Napoleon. In my opinion, he does the best interviews as far as things with Tupac concerned. I'll be honest. He does a great job. I don't listen to anyone or hear anyone that does them better, other than I would love to hear Suge address things, even the relationship with Billy Gordon. I'm sure Pac done told him things and how he feel about Billy. And man, it's a lot of things that Suge couldn't address that we can break down, and hopefully that the words get to them, and they decide to analyze those things and put those things out. So these misconceptions that's out there about Suge and how bad of a dude he was, as far as the money things, can get cleared up. Because there's many bad things and things that he has done. I tell y'all, when it comes to that money and stuff like that, he's not the man that y'all think he was. He was very generous when it comes to giving up money. By evidence, if you really listen to Napoleon or Mutao's interviews. That's what I get from it. Because the one thing he said was, I observed how he was living when he was on Interscope. And it was a big difference when he was on Death Row.